time again that it will never impose meaningful costs on the Iranian regime, including at this Security Council resolution. If you've seen the text, the current draft touted by the UN Security Council includes a paragraph 32, among many that I could tell you about, which stresses that the offer to, quote, resume dialogue with Iran on the nuclear issue without preconditions remains on the table, end quote. So we're going to continue to talk and talk and talk. This so-called strong resolution won't stop Russia from selling the S-300 missile to Iran. It will not stop it. They've been grandfathered in. It's okay, go ahead and sell it. Even worse, the U.S. is giving nuclear cooperation agreements to Russia, and last week the State Department lifted sanctions on Russian entities. Maybe we don't like to hear it, maybe it makes us uncomfortable, but that is the truth. That is what is going on. That is what is being reported. That is what we know. We hear it in classified briefings. It's out in the open, and we're just willing to say, okay, but wait till we get this sanctions. Wait till we get this UN Security Council resolution. How much more do you need to hear before you are convinced of what is going on? Remember, we've already grandfathered in that sale. We've already said you're not going to be held accountable. We already said to Russia we're going to approve the 123 agreement. The very same day that the administration submitted the nuclear cooperation with Russia, the Russian president was in Damascus, the very same day, offering Syria a nuclear cooperation agreement with Russia. The very same day. They laugh at us. They know we're not going to do anything of what we're going to say we're going to do. This means that U.S. nuclear materials, equipment, technology could easily find its way to Syria with Russia as the middleman. We've enabled this to happen. We've built the structure so that Russia will now be the middleman to Syria and to Iran. Further, given Russia's assistance and support to Iran's nuclear weapons program, which is well documented, particularly on the Bashir plant, we can also be faced with a situation where U.S. nuclear equipment and materials and technology sent to Russia as part of this nuclear cooperation agreement could fall into Iran's hands without it even violating any of the resolutions that we're going to pass. The U.S., through Russia, could end up helping Iran's nuclear program. We will be worse off later than we are right now. Trust me, this is what's going to happen. And to prevent this travesty, I've included language in the House-passed version of the Iran sanctions bill that we keep talking about, which prevents the entry into force of the Russian nuclear cooperation agreement, or any agreement. Congressman Mike Pence, who knows what I'm talking about, because if you know what he has been saying about this Iran delay of this sanctions bill, he called it nonsense and shameful. So I'm the warm-up act. Wait till you hear from Mike Pence. I'm just getting started. So we've included language in this bill to make sure that we cannot put into place this agreement with Russia or with any government whose entities are assisting Iran's nuclear or WMD or any missile program. Is that too much to ask? Isn't that what we're trying to do with this bill? So I need your help. Mike Pence needs your help. We need your help to make sure that this language stays in the final bill. You've got to contact your members of Congress and your Senate conferees and all the rank and file members expressing support for inclusion of this prohibition. You can help make a big difference in this process. So, what do I need you to do? I'm going to ask you to do, if you could do it, and Mike will tell you the same thing. Compel the executive branch to implement the Iran laws that are already in place. I've talked to you about what we've already passed years ago. Never been implemented. Also, including in the final Iran bill sent to the president, mandatory proliferation and financial sanctions that are not going to be subject to a presidential waiver. If we have the waiver, it will be used, and it'll be a great document for historians to look at. It will not be a real weapon to use against Iran to make sure that we can stop it from being the nuclear superpower it wants to be. We've got to use the limited time that we have to impose sanctions immediately. The goalpost keeps moving. It was 2 months ago, it was last month, it was this month, now it's June. Only faced with the real loss of power will the Iranian regime feel compelled to abandon its destructive policies. Does it feel compelled to do so now? No, they are laughing at the world, and Israel will pay the price, and we will pay the price. If we continue to delay, if we continue to focus on loopholes, rather than on closing the loopholes, we will be faced with a nuclear-armed Iran that threatens Israel's very existence and our nation's security, for they are linked hand in hand. Now, I've got a longer speech because I've got a lot to say, but I'm going to stop it right here because I'm not going to introduce Mike. I know we've got another speaker for that. But I am so pleased to have a partner like Mike Pence, because he is unafraid to say it like it is. This is a get along and go along body, and we're just willing to be invited back to the garden party, and we don't want to be the skunk at the garden party, so we're just saying, okay, next month the Iran sanctions bill. I cannot believe it. I'm pulling my hair out. I am just so frustrated. Mike Pence gets it, and he says it like it is. Muchísimas gracias, Jacob, Bill, Megan, all of you. Thank you.